Hello everyone, it's Pam from GlamJunkJournals. Thank you for being here with me today. Today I would like to create something using my design team package from Bohodaydreams. About a week ago I did do kind of an unboxing video of opulence, and I am so excited to use this in our project today. So this is going to be a signature wrap, and I did create something similar to this that I used in my Janine journal, and I'll put the flip through in the description box. But today is going to be a little bit different, so I'm excited to craft and make this with you guys, and I hope it gives you some inspiration. So I'd like to say thank you to my new subscribers, Sharon and Scripter Scraps. I love reading your comments and I truly appreciate it. And that's why I'm here, is to create content that you guys enjoy. And I really appreciate the feedback. And of course, thank you to my existing subscribers. You guys are what makes this channel a success. It's growing and I couldn't be more pleased. So thank you very, very much. So for this, I'm going to show you what you're going to need, and I'm going to give you a little example, kind of to get a visual of what I'm going for with this signature wrap. So I have pulled out a bunch of scraps of lace and fabric, along with some gorgeous, gorgeous bits from my Opulence design team package. And we're going to use these today. And I'm so excited about this idea. I can't even believe it. So what you're going to need is scraps of lace, trim, fabric, whatever you want to use. There's no rules with this. And I am going for the dark, rich colors that are present throughout the Opulence package here. And that goes along with the journal that I'm currently creating. So in addition, I have this. This is from the pillow that I deconstructed a little while ago, and I'll link that video in the description box also, when I showed these two pillows as my inspiration for this journal. So this is part of that pillow. I've got some, let's see, this is lace. This is from a huge tablecloth. And here is some additional trim, and I don't know where I got this. Oh man, I don't know where I got that. This is from some clothing that I got at Goodwill. And here is just a little table runner. I got that at a thrift store. Some more trim. And well, this is the same thing. This is really long. So we're going to create something using all of these yummies here today. Now, I want to give you kind of a visual, because I'm a visual person, and that's what helps me in creating ideas for you, and hopefully this helps you along with what I'm envisioning for today. So let's not pretend. This is my signatures. I've got 3 signatures, and they measure 6 by 9. And all of them together are about 2.5 inches. And I did kind of put a cover on it because I'm not going to show you all the signatures yet. I'm excited to do that, but I just wanted to give you a visual of what I'm going for. And we are going to create a wrap that goes all the way around this. And you guys know through my past videos and all my other journals, I absolutely love fabric. I love to embellish. I love floofiness. I love things sticking out of the side, all of that kind of yumminess. So here are my signatures. And like I said, they measure 6 by 9. And this is a mock-up of a journal This is the cover for a journal, and that also measures 6 by 9. This is not what I'm using in this current journal, but so you guys get the idea, right? This is the cover for your journal, and these are your signatures. We're going to create a wrap that goes around all of the signatures, and I think it's going to be fabulous. All right, so with that being said, what I plan on doing is creating something, like I said, that goes all the way around, but I'm going to leave the center unembellished. And the reason for that is because when you add this into your journal, into the spine, right along the side here, I think that if I add all my floofiness and my decorations and all that goodness right along the side, it may get too thick and you won't be able to attach your signatures into your cover, and you won't see it anyways. So that's my thought process. So let's get into starting this baby. Now, what I'm going to start with is the bottom layer. You guys know I love to layer with all my fabrics, and that's what gives, I think gives an added textural element, and it just makes everything pop. I love to do that. So for the quote bottom layer, I'm going to use this table runner. Now this is kind of, I think it's crocheted, and I got that at a thrift store. Now we're going to envision this, right? So this is going to go across the whole, all 3 of my signatures. And just a side note, this doesn't have to go across all of your signatures in your journal. You could just do it for 1, and that would be totally fabulous. So that's what we're going with, okay? Now from here, you have to think, we're kind of doing it backwards. And my mind is like, am I doing this right? Am I not doing this right? So what we're going to be creating is going to be the exterior, or what you see when you wrap around your signature. This is going to be the back. So that just gives me kind of an idea of where we're going with this. If that makes any sense at all. All right, so let me get out my glue pad. Hold on just a sec, because I think I am going to get glue on my table, and I don't want to. All right, so whatever you want to use as your base, it could be fabric, it could be lace, it could be one of these doilies, you know, that really doesn't matter. So from there, I want to add some additional layers here. And like I said, I like things sticking up and out the sides and all that kind of stuff. So I thought something like this, let me get the other side here, would be pretty. Now, granted, you're not going to see a lot of this because we're going to keep adding additional layers up. But I do like that sticking out of the bottom there. Now, here's what I was talking about to you guys about the center. Like I said, when you add it into your signature, or excuse me, into your spine, if you have a lot of decorations and stuff, it may get too thick and you won't be able to attach your signatures into your journal cover. So that's where cutting this baby comes in. And I'm like, I know, I'm always like, oh, I don't want to cut this, right? So I'm going to find the middle of this. Hold on just a second, get my ruler here. Now this is going to be a little longer than the whole wraparound, right? But that's okay. I just want to find approximately the center here. So this baby measures, geez, it's like 12 plus 4. It's about 16. So in the middle is going to be 8. So right along there. And I'm going to take, what am I going to do? I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm gonna just kind of eyeball it, I guess. Well, let me do this. Let me get a little paper clip or something, just so that I know where the center is. Get out my little paper clip bag here. Just random paper clips. So that is approximately the center. Now, remember, I said my spine, and I don't remember if I said this, but my spine is going to be 3 inches. So we want a total of 3 inches from, we want 3 inches in the center. And so this is going to be on one side, and this is going to be on the other side. So that makes sense, because if my journal measures 6 by 9, each side of this signature wrap is going to be about 6 inches. So I hope I'm making sense. So we're going to mark 6 inches, the 6-inch mark here, and then we go, so that's 6, and then from the center we're going to do another 6, or approximately. So we want 3 inches in the center here. Let me get another pin out here, and this does not have to be exact, truly, and not at all. So I'm going to mark right along that. So we've got the center and we've got our 2 sides. So let's see. That's going to be a little bit longer than 6, which is fine, because you know I like stuff sticking out of the edge. And so is that. So the point of all this is to keep this center clear of all the extra goodies we're going to add. All right. So I hope that makes sense. And we are going to just do some layering. Now I'm wondering if, I think this will be okay not cutting in the center here, because it's still really thin. So we'll go with that. We're going to go with that, you guys. Hopefully I don't have to eat my words when I say, oh no, it doesn't work. I think it'll work. All right, so I'm just cutting along the side. So we've got a strip, right? And then from there, we're going to keep on layering. So I thought another gorgeous layer could be this sticking out of the top a little bit. I don't know. Now this is where I'm going to have to start cutting my pieces here. So I'm going to cut this one right about the 6-inch mark. So I'm going to have, excuse me, 6 inches on this side. And then I'm going to have this free in the center. And I've got another piece. And we're going to do that right along this side. And I have never done this before. So you guys are along the ride with me. And I'm excited. I think it's going to work. I really do. Okay. So this goes behind there. And let's see, what else did I want to add? I like this. I think that is absolutely beautiful. See, and the thing is, it's like, oh man, do I want to cut all this? I don't know. Right? This is really pretty. Ooh, do I want to use this? I don't know. I think I do, because I'm just going to have to go with it. All right, so maybe put that right in the center there, just so that you can see, like I said, each of the layers. I think that is fun. Now, I'm also thinking that maybe we need a little bit more of this at the bottom. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know, because I like things to kind of be even. Random, but then not random, I guess, is my deal, right? So I don't know. And, you know, none of this is glued down yet, so I'm just going to continue on here. And then another thing that I wanted to point out is as you build your layers, each of these strips or whatever the fabric you're using is going to get a little smaller so that you can see each of the underneath layers. So stick that in there, and you can always trim this, always, always, always. So here we go again. Oh no, I've got to cut this. Eek. It's like I don't want to, but then, you know, it's going to be beautiful in the journal, right? Do you guys ever have a problem with cutting up long strips of trim because it looks so pretty? Oh, I do. I do. So we're going to go along there and along here. And of course, you know, when you get a little piece like that, that's a gorgeous little bit that you can put on a page. So that's what I tell myself. So we're going to kind of smush that up, right? Looking fab, looking fab. All right, I like the way that looks. Now remember, here's the center. This is not going to be seen. Okay, next layer, guys, is this cool pillow. Don't you love that? And I gotta say that I've gotten a lot of use out of that pillow. So we're gonna cut this. And then this. Yay, look at that. Because see, you can still see each of the layers, albeit, you know, they're getting covered a little bit, and we can move this around. We can move this kind of stuff around here. So, all right, now that looks really good. Okay, now, oh, wait, oh, nope. I'm getting ahead of myself. You guys know how I do this. All right, I wanted some black. I like black as a contrast with the deep, rich colors. So I want to use this, and I am just going to cut a little bit off. And then put that. I'm thinking I like it kind of underneath. And maybe just having some floofiness, right? Have some floof sticking out of the end. And then just kind of moving it around. You know, this is just the preliminary here. Nothing's glued down, nothing's sewn, any of that kind of stuff. So now I'm thinking this is kind of getting in the way of seeing that, right? Let's figure that out. You know, just whatever is pleasing to you so far as what you like. All right, now I think I need a little more on this side here. So I'm going to do another strip for the other side here. So we're kind of mirroring. So we're creating two collaged panels. And that's a good way to think of it, right? All right, so we're going to do this side here. And this one, this has got a seam, so I'm going to cut that off because it's kind of thick. Cut that little bit off, so I don't need that. Okay, now that looks really, really fabulous. It's looking good, you guys. But I do need some more on the bottom, so I'm going to cut a little bit more for each side. Okay, we're going to do that right along the bottom, so that sticks out. Yeah, I like that. Can you guys see what I mean like that? I like it sticking out of the top and the bottom. All right, so I need one more strip for this side. And for this particular application, I just thought of this, is I wouldn't use really thick tapestry unless maybe you're not doing as many layers, because each of the layers of lace and trim and fabric that I'm using are relatively thin. Even this pillow, this is a tapestry type, in my opinion, but it's not really thick. You know how sometimes tapestries can get really, really thick? Okay, so see, that's looking totally, totally fabulous. All right, now, ho, 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 look at this. But you know what? Before I put this lace, or excuse me, this velvet, isn't this pretty? Oh, this is from the design team package. Before I put that on, I am going to start gluing down each of these layers. Now, I am going to sew around this. You could also hand sew it. And if you don't have a sewing machine, I would just use, you know, use a glue and use enough so that these are securely stuck together here. So I'm going to go around and tack this down. And I have I've got a new Fabri-Tac, which is fabulous. I get excited when I get new Fabri-Tac, which is kind of silly, but you know, I know you guys get what I'm talking about. You get what I'm saying. So I'm just going through each of the layers here and kind of, you know, tacking it down, because I want to make sure that I see each of these gorgeous layers here. So I am going to smush that up a little bit because I want to see that gorgeous piece, right? And I'm covering it up. So I need to move this up a little bit. And this is just all eyeballing. This is as you go. There's no you know, specific rules on any of this. It's just the dimensions of how wide your signature, or excuse me, yeah, how wide the length of your journal, the width, all of that. So that can be tailored to any journal. And this, I think this would be really cool to an addition just around one of the signatures, not all of them. That would be really pretty. All right, so that is glued down. I do want to create the smush technique a little bit of smush because I just like it and it gives it more dimension here. All right, so I need to get some glue on this because this is not smushing correctly. It's not smushing correctly. So there we go, I think. Still not. Rats, come on, guys. Come on. Okay. It's probably because I do have a lot of layers on here. All right, so that's pretty good. I'm going to come back and finagle with that in just a minute. Now I'm going to do the same thing on this side. So I'm going to start with the bottom layer under here and get all that, you know, stuck down. And then there again, I'm going to kind of smush this one up so that you can see the trims underneath. So I'm just going through each of the layers and tacking them down. And that looks really good too. All right. And then smush that down because see there again, I do want to see each of the layers. Now this guy's sticking way up and the other guy isn't on the other side. Not that it needs to be exact, but I'm saying that this guy is a little too sticky outy. Oh man. So you guys getting ready for Thanksgiving? We are having a quiet Thanksgiving at home. My daughter and her husband are not going to be here, and we don't have any family that is available. So we're just going to be hanging out, doing our thing, which is kind of nice. My husband's only request, well, not his only request, but his main request is, you got to make your dressing. I make this really good dressing. So I'm like, okay. And then mine is cranberry sauce. I love cranberry sauce and gravy. Oh, I don't know. Oh, and pumpkin pie. I do like pumpkin pie. All right, now let me look at this. I got to stand up and look. Can we see each of the layers? Somewhat. And it doesn't, you know, I got to quit trying to be a perfectionist here, because it's never going to happen, right? So I'm going to smush that down, and I think those look fabulous, but we're not done yet. No siree. No siree. Now what I want to do is, I think I'm going to stop the camera real quick and sew all of this down. So hold on 1 second, and then we're going to add some additional layers. And it's just going to be wonderful. So hold on just a sec. Okay, I have finished sewing around the border, and let me show that to you. I went just across the pillow tapestry, and I did a little bit of smushing as I was sewing, and I absolutely love how it turned out. And I did the same thing on both sides. And so there is the base, or the beginning. Well, I wouldn't even say the beginnings. This is the signature wrap, but you know me, I've got to add more. And that is where the gorgeous Bohodaydreams goodies come in. This gorgeous velvet. I want to put a little bit on each side, just as sort of an additional layer of yumminess. So I am going to cut this down, and let me see if I can rip this. Yep, I can. Maybe. No, maybe not. Let me see. Yes, I can. And I was told by a subscriber, and I am not a seamstress, never had any experience except for home ec, but I was told that if you tear velvet, if you tear velvet, you don't ruin the pile, which I think is awesome. So there you have it. It's torn. It leaves all of the, the plushness, I don't even know if that's the word, intact, which I think is absolutely great. So I just do a little snip right at the end and then tear it. And at first, I gotta be honest, I was a little nervous about doing that. Now this side is not working for me, but I know it will. So I'm gonna get a little bit more here. Get a little bit more, and there you have it. Yay, look at that. It just works so good. So thank you. And that's another thing that I love about you guys, is you share things with me, because I'm not an expert in everything by any stretch. And I really appreciate you guys sharing your knowledge with me that I can pass on to other folks. And it's a win-win. So I'm going to tack this down, just being careful about the glue globs. And I want to put that right in the center. I just think that that is so beautiful. It's so pretty. So there's that. Let's get a little more. You can do as much or as little as you want. And I know I've said this before, but you can make these things for whatever type of journal, whatever style you're working on here. It's so fun. It's so fun. And I hope this doesn't look daunting, because it really, to me, it isn't. It's just a matter of letting yourself go and feel free to, you know, cut up your lace and your trims and just have fun layering. It's so wonderful. Okay, and look at this. Ha ha ha! Sparkle City! I'm so excited. I want to use this, so I'm going to use this. I want to put that right across the center there. And this gorgeous bit of trim I'm also going to use, and I'll show you where I'm going to put that. And I don't want to cut this up, but I need half for both sides. Well, let me think about this. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just going to use it on the front side. I think that's what I'm going to do, but I still need to cut it in half. But that's me thinking out loud here, you guys. So I want that right across the front here. And I was thinking kind of folding it over so that it's, I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Let's see. All right, so wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. So let's just start with this. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so I want to cut a little, just a little bit so that it fits over the velvet, but you can still see the velvet. And this is just absolutely the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness. So we're going to do the same thing on the other side here and move this over and get about the same length here. Oh, this is just fabulous, you guys. It's just fabulous. Look at that. And remember, it's going to be on each side of your signature, right? Woo, woo, wee. Oh, I'm so excited. I can't even believe it. Okay. All right, so I'm going to tack this down a little bit further. And, you know, to be honest with you, this is not that bulky, because I was thinking, oh man, this is going to be really bulky. It does add a little bit of bulk, but not much. I got to tell you, not much. So I'm going to tack this down a little further. And then I'm going to tack this gorgeous piece over the top. So I am going to be aware of my glue globs because I don't want any of that. So I'm being as careful as I can when I'm attaching this beautiful trim, not to get too much extra on it. Just push that down, make sure it's secure on there. Oh, wow. And I may go and hand sew this just around the edges a little bit. I'm not sure. I'm going to see how this adheres, but it looks like it's adhering pretty well. So maybe I won't need to, and I'm going to do the same thing on this side here. Just going to make sure that I get enough on there, but not a lot of extra for the glue globs. And that is just beautiful. I've got to say, it's absolutely gorgeous. I knew when I got all of these things, I'm just making sure that they're secured down. When I got all of these gorgeous goodies, that I could create something that really showcases how pretty they are. Really just, you know, that was my goal. All right, so now we're almost finished, you guys. This is so cool. I don't know. This is what I was thinking. But before I do that, let me do this. I want to use this sari trim as a tie closure. What do you think about that? So since this is wide, I was thinking maybe 2 ties. Whoops, sorry if I bumped the camera. 2 ties here. So I'm going to get a length. Let's think about this here. because I need the front and the back, right? So I need a tie for the front times 2. All right, so I'm going to do that. And there again, it's like, oh man, oh, I don't want to cut this up because it's so beautiful. But that's okay, because it's still going to be beautiful. All right, and then just cut this in half. See what I'm doing here? I've got 2 strips. And then I'm going to cut 2 more. So that they're about even. They don't have to be exact. I just can't get enough of how pretty these are. It's just, oh, it's just beautiful. Oh man, I'm so excited. And I even have some left over. Good deal. All right, now from here, I'm gonna flip this over and you'll be surprised how cool this looks. Look at that. It's clean. And I think that is really important, and I'll show you why when you use this as your signature wrap. So what I want to do is take one end, and I am going to just stick this little bit underneath. Whoops, fell on the floor. Dang. Hold on, gotta get it. There's one secured down. I'll do another one right here along the other side. And I am going to go to my sewing machine and tack these down. But like I said, it's sewing machine is definitely optional. You can always hand sew these. So there's 2 of the ties. Flip this over and do the other side. That in there, kind of hope it's even. We'll look at that in a minute so that they're, you know, on the same point of the at the same point of the signature wrap. One's not like really down too low or something. Stick that in there. Okay, so let's bring this back. Hopefully I got it all in camera here. Let's see, how does that look? So these are about, and this is where I do like to be more exacting, is where's my ruler? Is, I want to see, this is about from end to end, it's a little bit less than 3. And this side is a little bit less than 3, but I think this is too high up. This one is too high, so I'm going to have to go down a little bit just by using the eyeball method. I do want them even to an extent so that they, you know, it doesn't look weird. All right, so there it is. Now I want to use this because I think it's really pretty. So I'm thinking, I don't know what I'm thinking. I'll show you where I'm going with this. And I might have to cut it again. Oh no, I know, but it's so pretty. It'll still be shown up. Is just a little bit sticking out on each end. Kind of, you know, calling your attention to, hey, this is the end right along here. And I just think that looks wonderful. Just wonderful. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I know in this gorgeous trim, I gotta say, I do want to cut right around the edges there just a little bit. That's just from what my eye is going towards right there. And then I'm going to stick that right underneath For some reason, it's not working for me here. I don't know. I want to use this. I really do. Maybe just underneath on the top and the bottom like that. I don't know. I do not know here. I don't know here, you guys. All right, so what I'm gonna do is stop the camera one more time and sew these two little tabs on for our tie closure, and then I'm going to decide whether or not I'm going to use these and how I'm going to do it. So hold on one more second. All right, everyone, I am beyond excited. This turned out as I imagined, but even more pretty. Oh, so I've sewn just right along the edge there to keep my two ties secure. And there's where I added that beautiful bit of trim. And I did the same thing on the back, right along there. Oh, okay, so just think of this. Wouldn't this be pretty as a cover for a junk journal? Man, and that was similar to what I did with Janine, but this is going to be, like I said, a wrap for all three of my signatures. So here are my signatures, but I'm not disclosing what they look like yet. So there it is, right across the center like that. And then this is going to fold over to the other side like so. And so you're going to have the front and the back, and I still have a little bit of room right along here so that my if my signature grows, which typically they do. So here is the back, and there is the front. And where are my ties? I'm going to tie this together like so. So we're going to have two little bows, not little bows, but two bows like that. And there is the other one right there, like so. And then this is going to be what you see when you open your journal. And here's my mock-up of my journal cover, like so. And like I said, I like this floofiness sticking out of the side. So I couldn't be more pleased with how this turned out. So there is the signature wrap. Yay! And all inspired by the gorgeous trims and fabrics and everything I got from Bohodaydreams. And I'm thrilled to be able to use these. And I wanted to say thank you to Sheila, and go check her out. I'll put everything in the description box for her information. And thank you for watching. And if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, as it really helps my channel. Oh, and one other thing I wanted to mention is I am one of the collaborators in Rach and Bella Crafts Christmas collaboration. So I have an upcoming video. My day is the 18th, so stay tuned for that. And like I said, and always, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. I, am always willing to help, and I just love doing this. So thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I will see you soon in my next video. Bye.